Hi, and welcome to a recording of Fireman 3 Hopes. This should be episode 9.5, and this dog has been barking at me for the last 3 minutes or so. So, the main reason I'm doing this is because I noticed, and as Jet told me, some supports were locked off after the end of the last episode, or last stream. Therefore, this is just going to be a stream of me going through all of the supports that I have available. Did I say stream? I meant the recording. And we're just gonna go through them one by one and we'll go from there.
Now, time for a break. Let us concentrate our efforts on rousing conversation. Afterwards, I say we reward ourselves with a gripping training session and crown the evening with a meal well deserving of our ravenous appetites. Is something amiss?
I don't know. It feels like you might be leaning a little too hard on the whole giving your all thing. You didn't used to be like this.
I'm gonna guess it's because of his
I
father.
know you want to do your best, but it's starting to feel like I can't even relax when I'm with you.
Perhaps you are right. I have been feeling rather restless lately. I suppose seeing my father locked away in that dungeon made
there
me
we go.
feel the need to accomplish something. At times like these, devoting myself fully to what few things I can do is all that keeps me going. Otherwise, I would simply succumb to the reality of how powerless I truly am. The pressure is immense.
Well, this is a very quick change in mood on the supports from his or C support. Sympathize.
Now that you mention it, I think I finally know what was feeling off about you. It's that pressure forcing you to keep your guard up, like you're constantly braced for the worst. Take your breaks, for example. It never looks like you're doing anything even resembling relaxing. I wouldn't worry about your father, though. I know you'll find the right solution.
I appreciate your counsel. I feel as though I have gained some valuable new insight into myself. After all, one can hardly notice the changes they undergo as they happen. It seems partnering with you is the right decision. Your advocacy for maximal effort continues to be an inspiration.
Oh, I wasn't really trying to give you advice or anything, and that's definitely not what I'm advocating for. But if what I said helped, then I'm glad I could be there for you. I just hope you can start cutting yourself a little slack. Your future's bright, Ferdinand.
A veritable wellspring of advice as always. I am deeply obliged.
As long as you're feeling better. I mean, war councils are grim already, but they'd be practically unbearable with you sulking around the place. And really, it was nothing. Just here to help.
Nothing? If ever there is a time to give it one's all, it is when expressing gratitude.
That is fair.
It seems you could learn something from me as well. And just you watch. I swear on the Iron Name, I will surpass my father in the most stunning fashion.
He's never gonna learn, is he?
I feel like that was a really nice one, like showing why he's so stressed out about being perfect. But you could kind of insinuate that already. So let's keep going.
Wow, that was amazing! No wonder Edelgard trusts you so much.
Oh, the irony of this being said right before the quest where she doesn't trust me.
Oh, hey, Caspar. You weren't so bad out there yourself.
Brag a bit.
Still, I'm pretty sure we both know who's bringing home the wins at the end of the day.
Hey, when you're right, you're right. I can't even outshine you right now, let alone my father. It really burns me up.
You think? I don't know much about your dad, but I'd say you're on par with me at least. Maybe even better.
Yeah, honestly, in the fights, Casper is kind of my MVP.
Sheesh, sore winner much? Just you wait, though. I'm only getting started. Old Caspar here's gonna upstage you once and for all, and I'm gonna do it for me.
Good.
Okay, but think about it. I'm a mercenary and you're a noble.
Is he though?
I'll have way more chances than you to excel in battle, which also means way more chances to die. Meanwhile, your dad's the Minister of Military Affairs. You falling in combat definitely wouldn't be a good look.
You've got that all wrong. Since I'm his second son, I'm completely expendable as far as he's concerned. Ever since I was born, me and my brother were treated completely different. I don't have a shot at being the heir. Which means the only way I'm getting ahead in life is by proving myself in battle.
I mean, you could do other things, but this is what you want to prove yourself in life with, so you do you.
I mean, I guess I could always go into politics or education or something.
Exactly, my point! You don't want this, but you could do this.
The point is, whatever I want to do, I've got to climb up from the bottom to do it. And the climb I picked means building a name for myself on the battlefield, no matter the risks.
Be impressed with his drive? Yeah.
It's almost like you're a mercenary. I never thought a noble could have that kind of motivation. You're a lot more inspiring than you give yourself credit for, Caspar.
It's nothing. I mean, I've still got the Burbley's name to lean on and all, so I'm better off than just any old merc.
At least he's self-aware as well.
Right. I guess I'm starting to get why you're so competitive with me now. But you should know, I'm not the kind of girl to back down from a challenge. I've been honing my craft as a mercenary for as long as I can remember, even since I was a kid. So you can train till your muscles give out if you want. Some noble brat's not gonna beat me.
Oh yeah? Fine. I know I'm not gonna catch up to you overnight. But it'll happen someday. Just you wait.
I'm really liking a lot of Chess's supports. They're really nice, giving some more depth to characters. Over to Bernie.
Yeah, and watch your back out there, okay?
Hear you loud and clear, boss. Sure glad I got you in my corner.
Now then, just gotta... Oh. What are you hiding back there for, Bernadetta?
Who was that guy you were just talking to?
Just a merc.
That? Just a merc buddy of mine, asking if I had any jobs for him.
Oh, he was a mercenary? But he looked like a bandit!
Might have been one.
Hey, come on now. You shouldn't assume the guy's a common criminal just because he looks rough around the edges.
But, what about the way he talked? Oh, so scary!
You'd sound like that too if you'd been a merc your whole life. Most of these guys didn't have a mom teaching them how to sound nice and proper like I did.
I see. I guess I don't really know you that well, but are all your friends like that?
Yeah.
Is that too nosy? That's really nosy, huh?
Teaser.
Oh yeah, whole gang's all pretty much the same. Guess that means you're not going into the merc business anytime soon, huh?
Obviously not! No way, not happening! Even if I wasn't as shy as I am, I'd never be able to handle all those scary people at once!
That sounds like your anxiety talking. You'd see there's nothing to be afraid of if you just gave them a fair shot. And hey, isn't basing your opinion of strangers on their appearance just gonna make you feel worse?
Also true, though.
Well, what else am I supposed to base my opinion on?
Just spend some time with them. If you ask me, the best place to judge someone's character is either on the battlefield or over the dinner table.
I already told you I can't! not me. Nope. Please, I need you to understand.
Back off a bit. Presser.
I really don't get it. Is his appearance the only thing that's making you distrust him? There are plenty of guys out there who look just like that but have a heart of solid gold. Nicest folks you'll ever meet. By the same token, there are some real horrible people who cover it up with niceties and honeyed words. The kind of people who prey on others. My point is, judging a book by its cover will only get you in trouble. Trust me, you can't always tell who's good and who's bad from looks alone.
Why are you trying to scare me? Nobody's tricking the iron heart of Bernie. Not today, not ever.
Uh-huh.
Well, probably. Maybe. I'll be fine, I swear.
No, you won't. Highlighting Bernie's insecurities and what she needs to better on herself. Hey, Petra B support.
Excuse me. May I ask for your ear?
Sure thing. What's on your mind?
I have the desire to be learning more about mercenaries. It is a subject of much fascination to me.
Sure, I guess. But I think you've heard most of the exciting bits by now.
Nonsense. Each word you speak is full of excitement. Please give me more illumination. For example, are you receiving payment for your work here?
Sure, me and Edelgard have a contract. Lucrative one too, as these things go. Guess the boss thinks pretty highly of me.
Or keep your enemy
You
close.
said money was of importance for people who sell their swords. But what if an enemy offered a bigger payment? Would you be taking it?
Say no, this mercenary stat corrupts. Yeah.
You need more than that to get a true merc to switch sides. Still, if an enemy can outbid your current employer, it means they've got a good shot at winning. And nobody who enjoys breathing wants to wind up on the losing side.
So in Fodlan, one must try to be allies with the side that has more richness?
No.
See, that's the thing. Trust is its own currency, too. I mean, let's say someone shows up with a pile of gold and asks you to switch sides. Tempting, right? But you gotta be careful. You could take them up on their offer, only to learn that the money was just bait, and the guy actually wants you dead. And to make things worse, the honest employer you just stabbed in the back now knows you're as reliable as a three-legged horse. Point is, integrity means more to a mercenary than money. Probably should have led with that, actually.
I have understanding. Trust is of importance to everyone, but that has even more truth for a seller of swords.
You got it. Oh, and trust me, folks who hire for the best jobs make sure to know everything about you before extending the offer. But there's a flip side to that coin. If you're the type of employer who likes to leave mercs in the lurch, you better believe that word'll get around.
Yeah.
Hard enough to stay alive without that nonsense.
That is a thing we all share in common. We wish to keep breathing, as you said. And what if I was offering a job? We are on the same side. Would that be betrayal? Bridget is a land of richness. We can offer much in exchange for the selling of your sword.
Bond positive.
Sounds tempting, but I can't. I've got to see my current contract through first. Also, didn't we just get done discussing how terrible it is to abandon a job before it's done?
It was a test.
I knew you would be declining. You are the model of a mercenary.
There's a better obtained B-level support. That's nice. Hey Ash, I know nothing about you in this timeline.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing?
Hey, Ash. Not much, just perusing this tactics book. Have you read it before?
I sure have. It was popular in Leicester a few years back, if I remember right. I picked it up myself back at the monastery, but it was so dense it took me ages to finish.
It's a pretty tough one, I'll give you that. But there's some great stuff in here too, if you can get past the writing.
Hold on. You were born in a remote mountain village in Ordelia territory, right?
I never remember where Ordelia is.
Yeah. What's your point?
Wait, isn't that nearby where Lysithia lives?
I guess I'm just impressed you can handle such an obtuse book, given your upbringing. I mean, nobles and the children of rich families are taught to read by default, but most commoners never get the opportunity. Honestly, I've been wondering who taught you ever since our time at the academy. I hope I didn't offend you. I'm just curious.
Fair.
Nah, it's fine. I learned from my mom. Adoptive mom, that is.
Who's the adopted mom?
Looking back on it now, it is kind of weird that someone as smart as her was off living in the middle of nowhere like that.
Well, I'm sure she must have had a reason for being there.
Hard to say. She never liked talking about her past, so I don't know much beyond what I saw for myself.
At the very least, it's obvious she was well educated. That's clear just from looking at you. Not only can you read and write, but you know arithmetic and how to navigate with a map, too.
Yeah,
In
sure.
that sense, you're not so different from the average noble or knight raised in the lap of luxury.
Gladly accept the compliment. Express my doubt.
Really? I don't think it's that big a deal, personally.
Oh, but it is. Not many commoners are literate and educated like you are. They don't need any of that stuff to make a living, so it's not really viewed as a necessary skill. You know, I didn't know how to read myself until I met Lenato.
Donato!
Huh. Now that you mention it, I never really saw the other mercs in my company with a book in their hands. Except for the captain, of course. Makes me wonder where my mom learned all that. But it's not like I can ask her now. She's gone.
Where is she?
Oh.
Now we're sad together. I have 4 more supports with Jess.
Ah, I was wondering who it was. What fortuitous timing.
Did you need me for something?
Nothing in particular. I was simply thinking of having a little chat with you. Please, do relax.
But I already am relaxed.
I've heard your background is quite the mystery, and what's more, that you possess some sort of unknown power. It's certainly a bold decision for Her Majesty to put someone like that in charge of frontline forces.
I don't know if there's anything bold about it.
Wait, Her Majesty? Is this dialogue different depending on which route you take? Oh! Interesting.
Oh? It seems you do not understand your unique position then. Typically, wars among regions are fought between nobles and the knights in their servitude. But you are no knight, merely a mercenary who commands soldiers in fealty to nobody at all.
Maybe so, but all my orders come straight from the Emperor herself. What's the problem?
There is no problem, per se. You excel at what you do and fight with true valor. However, protecting one's people during wartime has always been the nobility's responsibility, and theirs alone.
Not this again!
Some nobles may feel insulted that they have to rely on a simple mercenary of unknown origin.
Are you some noble?
Seriously? But nobles are usually the ones hiring mercenaries in the first place.
On the other hand, it is true that Her Majesty has actively appointed commanders of common birth of late. This strategy has proven effective in shoring up our ever-dwindling resources. And, of course, the nobles have no choice but to obey Her Majesty.
Yeah, this feels... It doesn't feel like this dialogue would ever take place with Claude. Oh.
Which means there should be no particular reason for anyone to resent you.
Didn't you just say they might feel insulted? If nobody's getting all hot under the armor about it, then there's no problem, right?
That said, this does not change the fact that a noble's obligation is to protect the common folk. Though your exact origins remain unclear, you undoubtedly fall into the commoner category as it stands. Therefore, you are entitled to all the protection a noble is compelled to provide. Simply say the word if you ever require my assistance.
That sounds pretty good. Not gonna happen. That sounds pretty good.
Of course, Lawrence. You'll be the first person I go to. Capable guy like you has plenty of sway with the other nobles, after all. You know, at first I thought you were just coming to complain, but you were actually trying to be nice.
Wait, did I actually have... I think I actually talked to Lawrence in Verdant Wind, and some of this is similar, but some of this is actually very different, yeah. That's nice attention to detail.
Me? Nice to you?
Like this I remember.
You are funny. Allow me to explain. I am the heir to House Gloucester, a noble among nobles. My offer of aid was not an act of kindness. It was a means to inform you of your place in this society. You would do well to remember the order of things here in Fodlan.
Well, the Emperor's
So
gonna
you
change
just came
that.
to tell me how I'm disrupting the order? You are complaining.
Most certainly not. Do you really think me that small-minded?
Yes.
I've acknowledged your skills, and all I ask in return is that you act according to your station. Understand?
All right, I'll keep that in mind. For now. In any case, my job as a mercenary is to fight. Simple as that. You're wasting your time if you're gonna get all bent out of shape about me.
I am not getting... Never mind. We shall continue this at a later date.
Yeah, so I really get what like they're going for with Lawrence. Like, he believes that it is his duty to protect the commoner, and he doesn't want them to put themselves in a situation where they are in danger, because that's not what a noble should let them do. But he comes off as being very haughty about it. Even though his intentions are good, his delivery is less than great.
Oh, hey, Ignatz. What you reading?
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely didn't hear me. Hey, Ignatz!
Ah, what? Oh, it's you. Can you please try to not sneak up on me like that?
But I didn't.
Sorry about that. I was trying to talk to you, but it didn't seem like anything was getting through.
Those noises were something.
You were making all kinds of weird noises while you were reading. You read something bad?
No, nothing like that. It's just that this traveler's journal is full of such vivid imagery and wonderful surprises that I can't help but react.
You've seriously been lugging books around with you? Though I admit, that does sound like a good one.
Yes, it's fascinating. The author's unknown, but whoever it was really traveled to all these places and documented everything. It's amazing how vastly things can differ depending on where you are. Like the plants or the animals or even the ore in the ground. And of course, the way people live in those areas is so diverse too. Like their food and their clothes. But what's most interesting to me is the architecture. Ruins in Fodlan contain ancient architectural styles that are, for some reason, also found on faraway islands.
All right, I get the picture. You talk like you've seen it all firsthand.
Oh, not at all.
Well, I really try to place myself in the author's shoes when I read.
So I guess in a way, I have.
Well,
I'd love to visit all those places myself, but that's easier said than done. Especially since I became a knight.
as he's unhappy being a knight, decides that they should.
I mean, it's not like I regret becoming a knight or anything.
I wasn't gonna ask, but alright. As long as you're happy.
At any rate, both my father and my brother are pleased that it's official.
Sounds to me like you became a knight for them.
That's not it at all. I'm very happy with my decision, honest.
Even though you can't go off traveling?
Yeah, getting sent out to different locations for battle is kind of the same thing. Oh, but of course the mission always comes first. It's not like I go off wandering whenever I feel the urge.
Uh-huh. But you would if you could, right?
Why do you keep asking me about this? All these leading questions, they're uncalled for. I might not be able to travel of my own volition, but I can read books and go wherever I want in my imagination. And that's good enough for me.
Showing the doubts of his knighthood in his storyline, which, you know, good. Happy second support, let's go!
Oh, hey, Happy. You sure like the outdoors, huh?
I guess you could say that. Probably because I grew up in a forest. Or maybe it's because I was forced to live in Abyss all that time.
Oh, that's right. You were at Garrigmock too. I wasn't there for very long, but I never would have guessed there was a whole town hiding just below my feet.
Well, it was. I should know. What about you, though? What did you do before hopping into the mercenary business?
Before that? Oh, well,
I just lived with
I
my
lived
mom.
with my mom in a village deep in the mountains. Feels like forever ago now. Oh, I call her my mom, but we weren't actually related. She was more like a foster parent.
So what was she like? I don't suppose she was interested in magical research, was she?
I don't know about research, but yeah, she knew how to use magic.
Interesting. How did you two end up living together?
I don't really know the details. I can't remember anything from before I was with her. Apparently, I was a foundling. Sadly, finding a starving, abandoned child isn't that uncommon. But for her to take me in and raise me as her own, I think my mom was someone special.
Yeah, I guess. She was probably a good person.
Happy was on her mind, reminisce about your mom. What's on your mind?
Something on your mind, Happy?
I was just wondering why someone who could use magic was living in a remote mountain village.
Like you?
You know, someone told me one time that she wasn't actually from there.
Oh, or her.
But when I asked her about it, she just gave me this sad smile.
Very interesting.
Seriously, Happy, what's going on? Does it have something to do with my mom?
No, it's nothing. Sorry to bring it up.
Probably wondering if they might be related somehow.
I was just letting my imagination get the better of me. Sorry if I upset you. Really.
Well, that's worrying.
Well, now I'm just gonna worry about what you were imagining. But I'm sure you had your reasons for asking about that stuff. If you ever feel like talking about it, I'm always here.
Thanks. Just some old demons of mine.
Happens to the best of us. Don't sweat it. You want to head back and get something to eat?
Sure. Oh, and we can pick some berries on the way. I think I saw some a little bit ago.
What kind? After all my time in the mountains, I'm something of a berry expert myself.
That was a nice one. And then the final just support for now.
Yuritsa? What's wrong?
Not here either.
Looking
Hey,
for your
hold
mask
on.
or something?
If you're looking for someone, I'd be more than glad to help.
Leave me be.
Friendly as ever, I see. You know, it's kind of hard to believe you
Oh.
and Mercedes are related.
Wait, when did we learn that?
Why don't you let me help you? You seem worried.
How could you tell?
Never mind, we didn't.
You're not exactly hiding it. You nearly busted the chapel door clear off its hinges.
I'm looking for someone.
Let me
She
guess.
is injured.
Your sister?
Huh? Did someone go missing from the infirmary? Wait, are you talking about an enemy?
Not an enemy. However, she fled when she saw me.
Or not?
Well, then why would she run? Oh, I get it. Was it Bernadetta?
Not her. Though, the one I seek was likely frightened by me as well.
Well, you're not really the most approachable guy. There's kind of this murdery aura about you. Like, if I let my guard down for even a second, it'd be the last thing I ever do.
That is not my intention.
I know that, but you'd probably still scare the life out of someone who's already jumpy. Even a beast would turn tail and run if it caught sight of the Death Knight.
Then, what would you suggest? I will never capture her at this rate.
Give him advice. Offer to help.
Why don't you just let me help you? You know, strength in numbers and all that. She wouldn't be able to get away if there are two of us out looking.
It is vexing when she flees, yes. But this matter does not require assistance. Time is wasting. I must go.
Wait, Yuritsa? Is he really gonna be okay?
That was a bit of a cute one, him actually being concerned for someone, but still being his stubborn self. And, yep, that's all that I have available for me right now. What was it? I'm a bit gone every now and then because I'm doing some things in the background at the same time, so, you know. This is not going to be a very edited recording, because it's already half an hour long, and I'm just done successes. However, that was most of them, I believe. So let's go with Edelgard, who has Linhardt and only Linhardt.
It seems I'm alone. Are you here, little one?
Uh-oh. Cat!
Aw, were you waiting for me? You're a good kitty, aren't you?
Oh no, I heard of this.
Guess who brought you some fish? Hey, easy there. No need to wolf it down.
Macy.
Oh, you want more? Well, just stay put while I...
Edelgard? Oh, fascinating. I never imagined I'd run into you in a place like this.
Linhardt, this is a surprise. What are you even doing here?
I was having a nap over there. Such is the price for pulling so many all-nighters, though I pay it gladly.
Over there, as in, right over there? Immediately so? Does that mean you saw...
Meow.
Well, well. A cat. Does it live here?
how should I know? I've certainly never seen it before this very moment.
Really? Because it seems quite used to you.
Yes, it... Oh, come out with it already. If you have something to say, just speak and stop this interminable dance.
No. In fact, I like cats as well. Especially ones that live near people.
You, a cat person. I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Why not? I find them charming. You have to admire the way they draw people in with their cuteness, only to be waited on hand and foot.
Linhart, people don't take care of cats just because they're cute.
It's a big part.
Cats rid us of rodents and other vermin. They are fine pets who bring much solace to their owners. As I see it, people and cats have a good relationship because we do things for each other.
Well, I wonder how the cats see it. Because it appears to me that they're just doing things their way and don't really care about anyone else. Now there's a charmed existence. Live as selfishly as you like and have people lavish you with praise and affection for it. Not to mention they'll never run out of food.
Which just shows how much people value them. What does it matter if they're being selfish? To be honest, I'm surprised you have an opinion about cats at all. Have you owned one previously? Because I could use your advice if so.
Please, do I look like the sort of person to take on that kind of responsibility?
My father, on the other hand.
You do not, hence my surprise.
Ah, wait, now I get it. I was wondering why you were being so cross with me. You're thinking about keeping this cat. But the implication that cats and I both want to lead the same easy life spoils the idea for you.
What? I mean... Yes, that's it. You've caught me. Linhart, listen. If you aspire to be a pet, that is your decision and yours alone.
Phrasing?
However, if you expect people to bend over backward for you, the least you can do is work for it. The problem with you is that you always...
Please, Your Majesty,
Yeah.
let's not do this now. Look, the kitty cat wants you to snuggle wuggle.
This is the line I heard. Very good support. And that's Edelgard. Well, Linhart has one more. Or two more. Or three more. Let's go with Bernie first.
I'm tired. Time to find a good spot for a nap. Bernadetta? Why are you skulking in the weeds?
No reason! Not getting in the way of two people's love at all! No, sir!
Huh? But I'm alone here. I see. That.
Ooh.
Yeah, that! I was out walking when I saw them! A man and a woman together in the woods, getting, hated.
Wow.
Well, neither of them seems to be dead yet.
They're on a secret date, you dummy! Not fighting!
Regardless, how
They're
does
wrestling.
two lovers stealing a moment alone lead to you curled up here in the fetal position?
Because I'm hiding! I mean, if I messed up their date, they might try to get revenge on me!
Relax. To them, you're no different than a pebble on the side of the road.
Hey, I'm not a pebble! I mean, sure, sometimes I wish I was just a rock, but...
Then just roll away quietly and you'll be fine.
Just roll away quietly. Hey, yeah! Wait, no! They'd see me! Stop trying to get me killed!
We've made enough racket over here to raise the dead, and they haven't even noticed. I think it's safe to say they're off in their own little world. Still, good for them, sharing words of love when either one could die tomorrow.
Wait, they could die tomorrow?
We're in a
They're
war.
both soldiers who serve on the front lines. I doubt a rosy future awaits them.
No, that's not true. Couples swearing their love and defying destiny are a staple of classic fiction.
Sure, but the fact it wouldn't happen in reality is what makes it such a good story, right?
Wait, but there are tons of stories where two people who have sworn their love don't ever meet again.
Likely because that's something people are familiar with from their own lives.
Okay, so which is it? I believe those two can be happy together, so they can, right?
I hope that's the case, but reality is cruel. Anyway, I've talked myself right to sleep.
Huh? Come on, don't sleep there! Uh-oh. Guess I'd better try that turn into a pebble and roll away quietly plan.
And she wasn't noticed. And there's still one more support with her. Dorothea!
There you are, Lynn.
Hmm? Oh, Dorothea. How unusual. I didn't expect to see you in a place like this.
It's not unusual when I've been looking for you literally everywhere. You skipped out on the War Council meeting this morning, and 80 was livid.
Yes, something came up that required pulling an all-nighter 2 nights in a row, so I had some sleep debts to repay.
Next time, maybe spare a thought for the person who'll get stuck having to track you down. We discussed important matters in the meeting, you know. There was some kind of accident, and now we're experiencing a delay on supplies.
And now we need to ration our food? It's a pain, but these things happen. In the worst case, we're supposed to be considering ways to forage for food ourselves, right? I suppose I can handle it if we need to fish, but I'll have to pass on tromping through the fields and mountains to harvest wild whatevers.
Wait, how do you know all this? You weren't even at the meeting, were you?
Because I had someone who attended take notes for me.
Ferdinand?
You had someone...
More importantly, you should go to Her Majesty and propose a review of our supply logistics. Considering our current position on the front lines, we should break up the transportation of provisions along multiple routes. It may cost a little more to split things up, but it'll allow us to avoid situations like this.
I do like how this shows that Linhard is extremely capable and worth having, instead of just being like, oh, he's the tired man.
Overall, it should provide many benefits, and the plan will be viable for use in future campaigns, too.
Wow.
Dorothea?
This sort of thing really gets your brain going, huh? Still, I wish you'd just go to the meetings and share all of these opinions. People would be thrilled at your resourcefulness, you know.
Oh, I'm quite happy with things the way they are. Attending meetings would only add to my headaches.
You can only run from this for so long, Lynn. And sure, I'll propose what you asked me to, but I'm going to do so in your name.
Wait, are you serious?
Oh, very much so. I couldn't possibly take the credit for something you thought up, right?
I suppose that's fair. I can feel the headaches forming already.
Again, I really like that one. Constance!
part, you skipped the War Council meeting again. If you have any pride at all as a noble, it would behoove you to start acting like one.
I have pride. Some, at least. But speaking of noble comportment, I seem to remember a certain someone who obeyed the church for a time and opposed the Empire.
Your tongue cuts like 1,000 sharpened blades. Nonetheless, I did what was required for survival. My dream of regaining my family status would be forever lost were I to perish, and I cannot permit such a thing to come to pass. All I do is for the sake of House Nouvelle's revival.
That's lovely and all, but
It is not lovely.
as the tale goes, House Nouvelle had passed down the crest of Macuel for many generations.
Cease your endless yammering and listen to me.
So I am forced to wonder why it is that you, a legitimate heir to the family, do not possess said crest.
She doesn't?
What's more, in its place you have the crest of Noah, who was one of the 4 apostles.
That was it. I was just... You know, I don't remember the names of the crest, so, you know, fair.
Has your house stymied and deceived imperial investigations for generations? And if so, how?
If you aren't going to listen to me, I refuse to even entertain answering that question.
Well, I've grown tired of speaking, so we'll have to continue this another time. Good night.
Wait, no, I'll answer you. Just don't treat me like dirt trodden underfoot.
Then, by all means. Perhaps in the course of your explanation, something of use to House Nouvelle's restoration will crop up.
I would like that very much. Well then. To be frank, it is said that Saint Noah is an ancestor of House Nouvelle. The saint feared her crest, already rare even in her time, could prove a source of utter calamity. As such, she forged a magic that tricked crest investigation devices and aided her descendants.
Fascinating. And is there anything else regarding Saint Noah?
Your disdain is palpable. Now, does any of that sound of use to restoring my house or not?
Maybe.
I cannot say. I must hear the rest first.
You realize it would be bothersome in the extreme if I told you everything and none of it was helpful, yes? If you wish to hear more, I must have a guarantee it will provide something I can use.
What a bother.
So we might get some more insight into Constance's crests. Or background. Further down the line. Caspar, Bernadetta. Oh, only one more support. Let's go!
Hey, Bernadetta. I'm sorry about before.
No, I'm the one who should be sorry. Forgive me.
Huh? No, I'm the one who wants you to forgive me. Did you hear me apologize just now?
If I forgive you, will you forgive me? Then I forgive you. Please just let me live in peace.
I may have forgotten what the previous support was
After
about.
what happened, I went to Edelgard and asked her what I should do. She told me not to do anything and just to apologize.
Oh.
So I'm gonna figure out something I can get for you to make this right.
They had a training session with the empty armors that turned out to not be empty armors.
No, I don't need anything! Oh, rats, he's gone. I have a bad feeling about this.
Look, Bernadetta, I got you all your favorite foods.
Thank you? But, I think there's enough food here for 10 people, so...
Food is a foundation for building your body. If you train 3 times harder, you gotta eat 3 times as much. I mean, that's just science.
But, Caspar.
And don't worry, if you can't eat it all, I'm happy
Okay,
to
fair.
scarf down the rest.
Okay, so I can't actually train 3 times harder. And even if I did, I sure couldn't eat 3 times as much.
Look, Bernadetta, I took the bow you used for training and replaced it with an extra strong one. Oh, and don't worry, I won't interfere with your training. I learned my lesson last time.
Wow, this does look strong. Let's just...
Let me guess, she can't bend it.
Oh, come on! I can't even pull the bowstring back! How am I supposed to train with this thing?
Learn to pull it.
Caspar?
Hey there, Bernadetta. What's up?
Listen, I wanted to talk to you about all the stuff you're doing to apologize.
Oh, yeah? Say, how's that training coming?
Lousy! So please stop apologizing already!
What? But I softened up the training so it was way less than what I'd do myself.
But she doesn't train the same
Softer?
way.
What kind of training do you even do?
Well, for starters, I go 15 times harder than everyone else here.
But why?
But of course, I don't have 15 times as many hours in my day, so instead, I do 3 times the amount, 5 times as fast. As for food, I generally need to wolf down about 6 times as much as everyone else because of how hungry all my training makes me.
Okay, you're not human.
Oh, and when I train with a bow, I use one with a string pulled 5 times as taut as normal.
All right, I get it! Your training is ridiculous!
You think it's ridiculous? But my father came up with it, and he's the Minister of Military Affairs.
Well, if he's the standard you're aspiring to, then no wonder that's how it is!
Huh. You know, I never considered that my father got so strong because of how unusual his training regimen is.
No.
I mean, I don't know about all that, but your routine is definitely not normal.
But I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Yeah, that
You look so sad.
explains a lot. Hey, good luck with that!
Well. That was a lot of supports. Oh, hey, an award is available.
Well, how'd it go?
Bye, Verona. Thank you.
Any
Yeah, with
result's
that,
a good result.
I finally caught up to all of the supports. I will then do the remaining stuff off stream so that I can get to the next story beat on the beginning of next stream, and also the paralogue. But until then, why are you interrupting my acting? I know who wouldn't be a meanie about it. Yay! Until next time, bye-bye! It was support soup.
2 days later.
Have you ever finished a recording and realized that you could do more? Because that's what I did. So, we're gonna go through the rest of the supports that I've gathered up till now. And we're gonna start with good old Jess. I think Jess is the majority of the ones remaining here. Like, I have a couple A supports here, which is gonna be nice to just finish off. These two I still can't. But let's see how it goes.
Ah, it's you. How's it going? Any developments to report?
You mean with my power? Not really, no.
Perhaps using it regularly won't be enough to provoke growth. Good to know.
Hey, I thought you said you weren't interested.
Too late now.
I mean, how many times are you gonna come ask me if anything's changed before you're happy?
Weren't you the one so keen on piquing my interest? I only wanted to check how that was going. If you don't think it's possible, just tell me and I'll stop asking.
Admit you can't do it. Don't dodge the question.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not happening.
What? But this was all your idea. How cruel of you to stoke my excitement only to back out at the first sign of adversity. Come on, just keep trying a little longer. How about this? Describe the circumstances in which you first awakened to your power. Maybe we can reproduce the situation and see if lightning doesn't strike twice.
Well, I was staring death in the face when it happened. I'd been beaten so badly, I could barely stand. But I kept telling myself I wasn't ready to die yet. Then out of nowhere, it just came to me.
I suppose we shouldn't try to recreate those conditions. Nobody wants a dead officer on their hands.
Were you considering it or not? But it is interesting how none of them, neither Violet or Jess really mentions Arval or Sothis to anyone. Like, for Violet, it's like she does know the name for the first half when she actually tells her dad, but after that, it's never really mentioned to anyone else.
Let's consider some other potentially relevant factors. Who was your opponent? Where did the struggle take place? What time of day was it? Do you think your emotions played any part in it?
I was fighting the Ashen Demon, of all people. I hope we get the chance to cross swords again someday.
I'm surprised I'm allowed to do this support now that after we fought the Ashen Demon, the Rise?
As for the when and where, we were in a forest at night. Pretty sure it was a full moon, too.
Interesting, because you do know Luna, well, you also do know dark magic in general, but Luna is and funny enough, I also use Astra, has like moon qualities to them, so... Oh.
And that leaves my emotional state. But I don't know how I could replicate the intense emotions of being at the brink of death like that.
I see. That context would prove quite tricky to simulate. And if your power functions similar to a crest, revealing itself even when you don't intend it, that leaves only one option. Observing you on the battlefield at all times. This is turning out to be more work than I signed up for.
Suggesting yourself, be supportive of him.
Hey, weren't you telling me not to give up just a second ago? If I can do it, then so can you.
I'm not so sure.
That was a bit of a fun one. Like showing his thought process about how to go about experimenting on stuff. Or finding hypotheses or theorizing. Bernie! No, Caspar. I'm a dumbass.
Wow, that was amazing. You really know your way around a sword.
Oh, hey, Caspar. You were looking pretty good yourself. Wait, haven't we had this conversation before?
I don't know. Must be because you're always sweeping the floor out there. Looks like I've still got my work cut out if I ever want to catch up to you.
Cheer him up, brag a lot. Show some humility for once.
Wait, you catch up to me? If anything, I'm the one who has some ground to make up.
That's nice of you to say and all, but it's not gonna stop me. I'm never slowing down. Anyway, let's get back to training. I'm gonna really knock your socks off this time.
Bring it on!
Actually, hold on a sec.
Come on, what's the big idea? You trying to throw me off my game?
That's not it. I was just thinking, we've been training together a lot lately. But if we're doing all the same drills at all the same intensity, then aren't we just gonna get stronger at the same rate? Nobody's closing any gaps, that's for sure.
Wow, you do have a point. Yeah, definitely have a point. But you know what? I don't care.
You don't?
Nope. I mean, I don't want to run off and do some cool secret training without you. Sounds boring if you ask me. Or sorta cheating? I want to face you head on.
That's a bit sweet, actually.
Same drills or not, I'm gonna blow past you no problem. Well, you fired up now?
Of course I'm gonna give him some sass.
Fired up? Friend, I'm the flame. And trust me, you're about to get burned.
Jesus.
Only one way to find out, and I'm putting my bet down on old Caspar.
It's incredible just how focused you are, Caspar. I'm honestly kinda impressed. There aren't many people like you joining up with mercenary groups, I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah? I'd have no idea myself. But hey, let's both give this our best shot. The tougher we get, the quicker we can end this war once and for all.
And at the end of the day, that's the goal here. Let's never lose sight of that.
I like that one. Dorothea, the final one. And my first A support.
La 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 la.
Oh hey, Garrick Mark, I should probably unmute when I say that.
La 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 la.
How was that? Yeah, good.
Still the same reaction, huh?
Sorry, me and singing just don't mix very well. Though, it did make me feel warm inside. Kinda like I was a kid again, with my mom.
Hey, you do get it! That was a lullaby from a long, long time ago. Nowadays, nobody remembers the lyrics, though. Or sings it to their children, for that matter.
A lullaby, huh? I guess that's why it took me back the way it did. But wait, if nobody knows the words, how are you so sure that's even what it is? Just from how it sounds?
Well, there was this scholar who researched it a few years ago and said as much. Couldn't tell you if they were right, though.
Lack of lyrics actually work? Yeah.
Huh. Honestly, I kinda like that it didn't have any words. That way it can hit you straight in the heart without all that lyrics and meaning stuff getting in the way.
I'm glad to hear you giving music a little more thought now.
And I'm glad I've had so many chances to listen to you sing. Your voice touches people, Dorothea, even if they don't have the knowledge to really appreciate the high-level art of it. I mean, look at me. Bottom of the barrel, and you still practically move me to tears.
Oh, come now, don't talk about yourself like that.
It doesn't really bother me. And I'm not wrong, am I? No birth parents, no real background to speak of, the whole wandering merc gig. It is what it is.
That's quite the positive attitude. I'll have to try a little bit of that myself sometime. In the meantime, I've once again been able to rethink my singing thanks to you. I lost much of my emotion about the craft during my time as a diva, but I can feel it coming back now.
You really are incredible, you know that?
How do you mean?
I don't know, there's just something beautiful about the way you speak. It's like your thoughts just come out of your mouth fully formed, almost perfect, then find their way straight into people's hearts. Probably has something to do with all the training you did to become a diva, and all the training you've continued doing since. Meanwhile, here I am struggling to even make proper sentences when I try to talk about your singing.
Thank you for the kind words. It makes me feel a lot better hearing you say those things about me. But for the record, I don't think you're bad with words at all. Even your little speech now was the definition of smooth. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were trying to flirt with me.
And flirt I shall. Hey, rank friend 1. Hey. I really like that. That was kind of fun. Also kind of taking a break from your crafts professionally might reinvigorate your interest in it if you're feeling burned out. Like, you know, burnout is a thing. So it's nice to see it dealt with in a way in this game. Anyways, onwards to Monica.
Interesting. Her Majesty refrained from drinking tea today. A bit unusual, don't you think?
No.
I believe the last time that happened was 15 days ago. Ergo, we can conclude she tends to renounce the beverage when...
Hey, remind me why I'm doing this again. What's the point of recording all this stuff? Why not just hang out with her?
It is not stuff. These are Her Majesty's great exploits. They must be accurately recorded and preserved within the annals of Imperial history.
Drinking tea is her great exploits?
Not sure I'd call her tea habits great exploits. No one's ever gonna need that information. And how do you remember all this? I couldn't even tell you what I had for breakfast this morning.
I remember everything Her Majesty does. Every word she has ever spoken to me, every morsel she has ever eaten, not to mention where and when she ate it. Every sigh that has escaped her lips, each and every one of her favorite...
Yeah, let's stop there.
Favorite what?
This is all sorts of weird.
Favorite what?
Why do you say that? These are simply records that need to be kept.
Search is being weird.
Just think about it for a minute. Have you ever read a book on Adrestian history that lists the number of times an emperor sighed?
There has never been a historian with a memory like mine, nor one who could keep such accurate records. Until now. The sole reason I have this excellent memory is to ensure that Her Majesty's great exploits are documented properly.
But if your memory's so good, then there's no reason for me to help, is there?
Oh, but there is. Her Majesty places a great deal of confidence in you. She often engages you in conversation, and the two of you spend an insufferable amount of time together. As such, you're able to obtain information I could not otherwise verify on my own. There is nobody more qualified than you to assist me in this undertaking.
All right, fine. I get that you're serious about all this. I don't mind lending a hand when I'm not busy. And there doesn't seem to be much harm in it. For Edelgard, anyway.
Spoken like a true confidant of Her Majesty. How dependable of you. It's no wonder she trusts you more and more each day, even if it is maddening. And so, the time has come for me to grant you a very special privilege.
Uh-huh.
I will permit you to devote yourself to Her Majesty as a sign of your undying love.
What if I don't want to? Gladly accept. Refuse.
Why would I want permission to do that?
The answer is simple. There is no greater pursuit in all of Fodlan than expressing one's undying love for Her Majesty.
I don't know. I could think of a few things. So, yeah, I think I'm good on the whole devotion front.
Very well. You clearly still fail to appreciate the full extent of Her Majesty's charm. However, I am confident you will come to your senses the more you assist me.
Uh-huh.
I hope that one day you will ascend and become a true admirer of Her Majesty.
do that.
And it just ends there. That was not my favorite support, if I'm gonna be blunt, but it was neat to actually get to know a new character. Marianne!
Hey, Marianne. You were really doing great during those drills today.
Oh,
I'm heading over to the mess hall. You want to join? After all that training this morning and no break, I'm starving. Oh, sorry, I forgot. You like to eat alone, right?
I've seen this one before.
Then don't worry about it. I'll find someone else.
no, I'd like to accompany you. If you would have me, that is.
You sure? All right then, let's go. I wonder what's on the menu today. Oh, man, that was good. I feel alive again.
Yes, that was nice.
By the way, why'd you decide to come along with me?
What do you mean?
You usually sit by yourself. I thought you didn't like eating with others.
Yes, I do feel more comfortable when I'm alone. I haven't been around people much, so I don't normally know what to say in conversations.
Don't worry about
Well,
it.
now I'm even more curious why you decided to eat with me.
Well, you have a strange power, right? It makes you transform, or something like that.
Yeah. You curious about it?
It's not so much that. I wondered if you despised having it.
Not at all. Yeah, it's activating. Not at all.
I don't even give it much thought. And besides, my powers come in handy a few times.
Like, she cares, but I don't know how she cares about, like... The main bit about her being concerned is her being concerned how similar it is to those who slither in the dark. Other than that, I think she sees it as a boon. Like, she mentions here.
I know it makes people suspicious of me and curious about my background, but that's just how people are.
And yet you always have such a sunny disposition, and everyone here respects you. I wondered why that was.
I mean, I sure hope they respect me. So, that's why you wanted to join me?
I wanted to know how I could be like you.
Like me? But Marianne, it's not like you have some mysterious power tucked away, right?
Ha ha ha.
No, I don't.
If you just want to make friends with people, then you don't need to think so hard about it. It's not like anyone here hates you.
Don't they? I'm so useless.
Hey, you're a huge help to all of us. I mean that. So you don't have to force yourself to act like someone you're not, okay?
All right. Thank you for saying that.
That was a bit sweet. Now I have... at minimum 3 more. Petra!
Ah, Petra. Just the lady I have been looking for.
Are you needing something, Ferdinand?
Why, yes, I do need something.
Uh-oh.
Ravishing lady,
Oh, no.
princess from a foreign land, how sharp and true the swords you hold in your hand. Wilt thou not spar with me?
Ferdinand, shut up. Thank you.
How was that? Did I do it correctly? I want to be certain I understood the Brigid way.
What?
You see, I was perusing a book on your customs the other day. It was there that I came across a description of the proper way in which to make a request of members of the Brigid royal family. Apparently, one is supposed to improvise their need in the form of a song while performing a small jig or rondo. I find it to be a most lovely tradition.
I am not knowing of this tradition.
Well, I guess it's outdated.
Do not know it? But I am correct that song and dance are very important in your homeland, yes?
Yes, that is a truth. We are often singing and dancing as tribute to the spirits.
Then it has nothing to do with the royal family?
Ah, now I have understanding. Something has gotten lost inside of the translation.
Aha!
The ruler of Brigid is often asking the spirits for protection. This involves singing and dancing both. The members of the royal family are not witnessing the performance, they are doing the performance. Also, it is for special occasions only. No one bursts into a song with suddenness. That is strange.
Yes, I am discovering that for myself. I was convinced that Brigid must have some manner of odd custom that defies Fodlan convention.
Ferdinand, what land of silliness are you thinking I am from?
What?
Brigid?
No, this is all going quite horribly. This is what I deserve for trusting that ridiculous book.
Do not be worrying. Even books of greatness may contain mistakes. I once was reading that all Fodlan nobles are born in wells. Can you be imagining?
That is a ridiculous notion.
It was even within the title. Fodlan's Nobility, a day in the life
Oh.
of the wellborn.
Petra, wellborn is actually a word. It means one who is born into a noble bloodline.
I am knowing that, Ferdinand. I was having a joke. I am not breaking into songs and dances, but I am breaking out the dictionary when I have the need.
A joke? I must say, this is quite surprising, Petra. You are unearthing my ignorance in spades today. This is twice you have made me dine on dirt in a single conversation.
Unearth? Spades? Dirt! Ah, I am understanding. You are having cleverness.
No, actually.
Well, no, that was merely a coincidence, but I am glad you enjoyed it.
That was a fun one. Also liked how Ferdinand was immediately like, but this is where I got the information from. Was it wrong? Granted, he didn't, like, manage to fact check, but I'm guessing he doesn't have many opportunities to actually fact check stuff like this. Because, you know, all-time books and limited people did speaks it, or are familiar with it. Anyways, Linhart, you have it, Dorothea and Petra.
I've been looking for you, Lynn. Here you go.
Ah, the notes from the War Council this morning. Thank you.
Say, why do you always ask me to do this now?
Well, you know the situation, so it just makes it easier. Especially now that I've had more projects dropped on my lap.
They're projects that you yourself proposed.
Besides, your handwriting is beautifully legible. Your way with words makes the material quite easy to digest. Really, it's delightful.
If you think I'm going to keep being your scribe just because you compliment me, think again.
Oh, I thought that was it for a second.
How good to see you recovered.
Yes, I'm better now, thanks. The fever's all gone. Though, I'm way behind on everything because of it, so if you'll excuse me, I need to get caught up.
Don't worry, I've taken care of it.
Here.
Are these notes? Wait, did you take notes for me the whole time I was recovering?
I'm gonna guess next line. Of course, it would only make sense that I do you a favor after you did one for me.
Yes, I summarized any essential information I thought you might need. War councils, scouting reports, that kind of thing.
So, this is your handwriting? Like, yours.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Why do you look so surprised? You do this exact same thing for me all the time.
Oh.
It's only natural that I'd step in for you during a time of illness.
See?
Huh. You really are a strange guy. You know that? You never want to do anything that takes even the slightest effort, even when someone asks. And yet you went to all this trouble for me. So, like I said, you're strange. And a little infuriating.
If you say so. Personally, I think everything would be a lot easier if everyone behaved as I do. Actually, that would be great. Our war councils would take 5 minutes a day, tops.
And be pointless. Most days we'd probably just have an empty room because no one bothered to show up.
Oh no, it would absolutely be like that.
You know, I feel like I understand you a little better.
Being understood sounds like a bother in its own right. Oh well, I suppose we'll cross that particular bridge when we arrive at it. But for now, I'm afraid I'm quite tired.
Of course you are. Well, since I'm all better now, why don't you go ahead and sleep on my behalf? I'll take care of things while you do.
Better not. You're still recovering. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I found people to handle all your assigned work. So, take a day off and enjoy a long nap, all right?
I wish you were this nice on a regular basis. But despite that, you do have your charms.
I'm perfectly happy lacking charms, so don't bother looking for weird new ones in me.
Okay, seriously.
That was a bit sweet. Hey, rank friend. And now with Petra.
Sand, rain, river? Is he writing of the weather?
Are you all right, Petra? That's quite the noise that just came flying out of your diaphragm.
Linhardt, perhaps you can be helping me. This letter is giving me much difficulty.
A letter, is it? I was under the impression that you had no trouble reading the language of Fodlan.
I also had that thought, but this page is not making sense. Can you be reading it for me?
What? Oh no, I couldn't. This is a private matter. I mean, I don't even know who it's from.
But I cannot be writing back if I do not know what they are saying. Please, do this favor for me.
Oh, very well. Let me have a look. Goodness, no wonder you struggled with this. It couldn't be more archaic. Right, well, let me give this a shot. Yon world is endless sand, and I but a parched grain. Oh, beauty! Was it the western wind which brought thee hither, merciful rain? Soft, my river o'erfloweth.
This is a love letter.
Petra, is this a love letter?
That is a possibility, but I do not have certainty.
Because I cannot read it.
Okay, you definitely should have mentioned that before I started reading this. Well, too late now, I suppose.
Indeed. I am blaming the letter. If no one can have understanding of it, the writer is a waster of paper.
Well, it's not that I don't understand so much as... Look, let me just give this back to you.
You have understanding? You must be teaching me.
Oh, very well. The writer is using archaic speech to express his love for you through metaphor. So much so that I would say they have gone and spoiled the whole thing.
There.
So he has passion? I am pleased, although I have little knowledge of the letter's writer.
Really? From what he's written here, it sounds as if he sees you every day. Also, the letter is absolutely rife with mistakes.
Oof.
Take this passage, for example. I think he mentioned the western wind in an effort to evoke Brigid, but it's actually the southern wind that brings rain. Besides which, the merciful rain is a gift from the goddess. This paramour of yours shouldn't be tossing such sacrilegious comparisons about. And I won't even ask how a grain can be parched, let alone turn into an overflowing river.
The words have richness.
This guy's
color.
getting roasted.
I wish I could be reading them as well as you.
Trust me, it's nothing special. Well-crafted writing has layers. This just has apostrophes. So, are you planning to write him back?
This has been a most painful lesson of how little I am knowing. I must be reading many books to study the old speech of Fodlan before making my reply.
I sure hope she doesn't plan on writing him back in the same style, or they're going to end up talking right past each other.
Oh boy. Considering there's one more support, that's exactly what's gonna happen. And only one remaining, Caspar and Baltus. This one is probably gonna be fun, I think.
I still can't win!
Hey, coming to a draw with the almighty king of grappling's not a bad result. After all, you've got a disadvantage. What with our size difference and all.
Okay, but don't you have the disadvantage of our age difference?
Oof.
Hey, I'm not that old.
And I'm not that short.
I was actually just thinking, like, it's interesting to have someone that is somewhat older than the rest of the crew, but not too much older. Because with the way they set up, everyone is around the same age group, which, you know, they usually are, but you don't really get a feeling that someone could be mentors and not teachers, if that makes sense.
I've actually grown a lot in these last 2 years. Give me a little time and I'll be towering over you.
No.
Not sure you've got a growth spurt left in you at your age. And I'm a pretty big guy.
What did you say?
Oh, you want another piece? Let's go!
And then another draw.
Didn't win. Again.
Another draw. You don't know when to quit. We're not getting anywhere fighting with our fists.
Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty much at my limit.
So, what's next?
Better make it something where we can compete on equal footing.
Naturally. Well, beyond fists, there's money, there's ladies.
How are you going to compete with money? All you do is complain about not having any. And ladies? That doesn't even make sense. I mean, unless you want us to dress up in ladies' clothes and compete to see who looks better.
You're really
Baltus.
not understanding this, are you?
Stop, you're annoying. Also, this break gave me time to get my energy back. So put 'em up. It's back to fists.
Better hope your body can pay the bill your mouth keeps running up.
That went about as how I expected. I'm curious, there is one more though. But yeah, I'm getting to the point where a lot of people are getting maxed out. I also realized that Hoppy, by far, is my least used unit, because for some reason this game does not want me to use unit or user. Like, yes, chess is 48 and it's an outlier. 36, 30, 37, 29, 40. But yeah, everyone is in the 28s or 30s until they become like third-party members or like recruitments. Like Ash is a bit lower, Lawrence is around 30, so still fine. And then we got Hoppy, who's 14. Not even Manuela is 14. I actually had to realize, hey Hoppy, you're running behind, and had to level her up or put her in a fight because she's just underperforming so much. But yeah, seems like I managed to get some more done. Also, you may have realized there, I'm rich. So what I'm going to do is probably reset my level a bit so that, for example, Chess is demolishing everyone in her path. And put everyone on somewhat equal terms around 35 range, I think. But that will be for next stream. I'll also try and do training and use my points before it happens. But that's, you know, not really worth seeing on stream. But until then, see you, I guess it will be tomorrow for stream, or next time, but if you're watching the recording later. I'm good at outros. Bye-bye!